There we go. Starting to see stuff better now. Hopefully y'all can hear me. And we have audio. Cool. Alright, gang. So it's been a while. Last few streams we did were Flight Simulator. This time we're going to be doing some Farming Simulator, and I bet you my stream information is wrong again, isn't it? It is. This is not Flight Simulator. This is Farming Simulator. That's why. That's not a good start. There we go. Successfully updated. It's always the way when I switch stuff in a new stream. Never quite get it right. There we go. And it's showing Farming Simulator. Great. Alright. So we're doing stuff right now. Get you over on that screen. So we're going to start up a new game. Starting it from scratch. Yeah, we're going to start on the new map on Silver Run Forest, because it's full of trees. Just remember, guys, oops, that way. Aviate, navigate, caffeinate. Need our coffee before we head out into the woods. We're going to deselect all the mods, and then we're just going to turn on a certain few. So we're going to turn on AGI pack. Additional field info, the additional game settings. I'm not going to turn on the Antonio Carrero, set, because we just don't need it. We will turn on better contracts. We're going to leave the biomass power plant off for now. We'll see if we want to add it later on. We're going to add in the CR600. And what else are we going to add in? We're going to add in DFM tools for the skid steer. What else are we going to add in? Where is it? Add in the forestry sign pack. Add in our field calculator, because that's always nice to have, although we don't have any fields. What else? The Hyzomat. We definitely want the Hyzomat and the HW80 trailer. No, we don't need that. We do want the ITR2. We want the IT runner pack. Increased light range, so if we decide to work at night, we can see perfectly fine. We're going to add in the teletrunk, the teleskid, and the telehandler attachments. We're going to add in our John Deere forestry equipment for later on in the game. We're going to leave these other ones off for now. Crapan can stay off. Let's see here. We definitely want the Kubota pack. We're going to turn on the... No, leave that off, because we don't need it. We're going to try and stay mostly base game with this one, but there are a few mods that kind of help us get started at the earlier portion. Lizard knocking plate can help keep things organized and clean. We're going to want lumberjack. We're going to do our best not to use the super strength that it automatically adds. I really wish there was a way to shut it off. I don't know how yet. So if you know, let me know in the chat. I'd like to shut that portion of it off. Keep myself honest. Object storage we're not going to need. The mower for skid steers would be nice to have. We are going to add the Ponzi active frame shuttle, harvester, forwarder, and Scorpion King. We're going to add the Prynoth packs. Just so we have more options for mulchers. We're going to turn on the production revamps. And the empty pallets production. Where did it go now? There it is. We're going to turn on enhanced fill type categories. That way we don't need like 25 spreaders. And there was one more thing I wanted. Oh yeah, I think it's ATR or ART. No. AR Technic. Brush cutter? No. Trying to find it here. This is what happens when you have way too many mods. Turn on the floodlight trailer because that's always fun to have. This is the downside of too many mods. Ah, there it is. Lizard AM 21TR. Basically, if it's Lizard branded, we're not going to add it with the exception of that knocker, the knocking plate, because that's going to help us out. We don't need bays. We're not going to be dealing with that stuff on this map. And we don't need power tools or any of that stuff. Proceed. What else? Rigid tracks. Mr. Gavin, the SE. No. Rotney 21. We'll add both the Rotnas. And they're pretty big. Let's see what else we got. Skid steer leveler, shovel pack, forestry mulcher, trailer mover. I like having skid steer tool options because they're always nice. And what else? Wood storage. We'll add that in as well. Okay. Oh, and the weight heads up display. Okay, so I think we're good to start. It should be a reasonable mod set. The loading times in Farming Simulator are always a little bit strange. It never makes sense to me. Sometimes it's so fast and other times it's so slow. The lighting for this camera is a little awkward. It doesn't know where to focus. Okay, we're hung at 30%, 60%. See what I mean? Birdies, that's enough. Either come and play or don't play at all. They're being so loud. Okay. So we got ourselves equipped up with the Husqvarna equipment. And we're going to turn the time down to regular time. So a few things right off the hop. We're going to try and keep debt-free on this one. So we're going to reduce how much money we have on loan. Get that paid off in the first day and we don't have to worry about it. That's the best way to start. Loan-free. So this is where you start the Silver Run map. It's a good place. We are going to collect collectibles because it is part of the process for the map or part of it's part of the ownership of the map. However, we're only going to collect collectibles that are either on land that we cannot own, and we'll verify that each time, or on land that we do own. So that's going to be kind of our starting aim point. We either own it or we cannot own it before we can collect it. I have got quite a few hours into other save games now on this map. It's pretty much the only map I've been playing. Let's go and see what they got at the store for us. We're also going to try and limit the amount of teleportation and stuff like that we do, because it's a bit cheapy, a bit cheaty. Ooh, we could start with a Rotna, almost right off the hop, because it's so cheap. Like, this is an awesome opportunity. Top speed of 20. It's got a good capacity. We could put 3 or 4 trees in here right off the top. Let's come back to this idea. However, the 700 Vario with a quickie front loader, that's a great deal. 82 grand to get us started with 150 horsepower. See if we can bump that. Oh, we can get it up to 250 for 130,000. And if I look at the medium tractors, because I was thinking about getting the Kubota or the Massey Ferguson, not that Massey, the other Massey. Wanted the drop nose. If we look at the Kubota, which tops out at 200, we're already 177,000. So that sale price is definitely that's a game changer right there. 128,000 with the quickie loader. We're not going to go narrow tires. We definitely want to go some wheel weights on the rear end there. Make it nice and heavy. License plate. Type 1, Type 2. Forest 1. Oh, wait, license plate. Front and back. Forest 1 and Forest 1. There we go. Alright, so 130,000 gets us a tractor with a decent speed, 50 kilometers an hour. And some things that we're going to need for it. I think what we're going to do, because it is efficient for our purposes, is we're going to grab the IT runner trailer. This was one of the mods that I added in. And the reason I did that is because this is going to allow us to swap our trailers around. So it's 45 for that. We're going to want a good sized container. Say the grain container will work. The short grain container. Ooh, does that take wood chips? That does take wood chips. That might have been a better idea. Okay. So we have that. We can pick up the ITR2 later on. For now, we're going to run with that. And then let's go look at the forestry equipment, because we do need to get ourselves started. So a couple of things that we're going to need, for sure. We do want a clear cut to start with, because we want to reset the land to a full The intention is to plant one species type on each new plot that we take. So I'm thinking we're going to need the mulcher. For sure, we're going to need the mulcher. We'll hold off on the stump grinder for now. And we need to figure out which piece of land we're going to take, because we're either going to yard it into a better position, or we're going to drag it, like skid it to a better location. We're also going to need a wood container in order to get the stuff to the sale point. So we're going to buy that. And then need some marking spray. And I think we're going to go with red. Okay. So we've spent 84 grand on new vehicles. We've got that. We don't know where we're going to go yet in terms of land. I do kind of want to get the sawmill as soon as possible. And I think with the way plot 6 is divvied up near the old sawmill, there's good choice of land in there. There's good stands of trees that we can work like one stand at a time, plant certain varieties, and use that to kind of process ourselves. Which then would allow us to go into 7, taking us down into the paper mill. Plot 5 would give us a big plot to work with. But I think the top end of plot 5 starts into Sequoia. They're also very expensive at $142,000 for 22 acres and $165,000 for 25 acres. There are a couple of cheaper plots, like 30, 31, 32, 35. These are cheaper plots. But they don't give us a lot of room to really effectively do our planning. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a loan, a small loan, and we're going to grab plot 6. So let's take a loan, take a $200,000 loan, back to where we started. There we go. And then we take plot 6 for $142,000. And we should probably, with that in mind, hook ourselves up. A reasonable display system in here. We've got good controller. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. So I don't usually do it, but we're going to throw the mulcher on the front for the extra weight. We're going to throw the IT runner on the back. And we're going to hook up the trailer. And it's going to do its little drag and dump. There we go. Since we're going to be entering the roadway, turn on our lights, left signal, and let's start heading up to our new land. Head up there with our toothy grin. So I'd say that's a pretty nifty little start here that we got with this tractor. Wasn't expected, but it's definitely appreciated. It's a nice little pond there. Train's coming. So that's a good start. And I think as we drive across this bridge, yep, see it just out of the corner of our eye there. We're just going to pull off the road here. Follow this little creek down and swim out to the shore. And you can see we have a beautiful wood sculpture here. Gives us $50,000 for collecting the bass wood sculpture, which is a definitely a good start for us. And we're going to go ahead and enter the forest. And just so that so you can see, I did say we would collect it if it was not in land that we could own. So just to kind of verify that point, if you look here, 11 stops short of the river. It's close to the bridge. You can't buy the gas station, and the other plot doesn't go into the river. So that plot, or sorry, that little bar island, sandbar, whatever you want to call it, is not available to us to collect. So that makes it eligible for us to grab as we drive by. So we're going to go around the sawmill. And we're just going to go up in behind. So now we're sitting at 192,000. I think what we can do is pay back 100,000 of the loan. So we'll call up our banker here and get that taken care of. There we go. And let's go see what we got in terms of land, because we're looking at this plot where we currently are. And I'm wondering if up at this join is a good spot to kind of set up a yard. See if there's a hill there or what we've got to work with. So we've got 3 trails joining up right here. Is there flat ground here to put stuff? Not really. Some low bushes and things. So I'm gonna turn around. Oh, what about up here? This looks like this might be a good top area to work with. It's a pretty steep hill. Could clear off up here and work from the top here. See how large this is. That kind of starts on the downhill. The downhill starts up here. Oh, see, now we're into the bushes. Can't see anything. It's a small area. It's not huge. Yeah, no, I think we'll, well, yeah, no, that's not going to work. It's not going to be big enough. So this plot of land we bought is very hilly. Like, hillier than I expected. But there is a lot of trail on it, so that's good news. We've got a stand back here, but again, that's on a hill. Not a big hill, but it's on a bit of a hill. Is this portion part of our land? Most of it. Okay. So let's see where that goes to. Okay, so to where it crosses this river, this is our plot. Okay. So now we're on the trail on someone else's land. So this is not our space, but that rock there is, and the rock around the edge is. That might be actually a nice spot for us to build a nice little cabin in the woods. I do see that there's this plot here which has a nice area beside it to make a yard with. So we might come back to this corner. That corner looks like a good spot for a yard. What about as we go up this hill here? The trail going off to our left. Is there space up here? There's a little space up here. I think if we come around this way, we do have a little bit of space. I don't know, if you guys have a suggestion, feel free to let me know and see what you think. I think if we crest this hill, we're going right back down to the road, and if I remember, it's a steep drop. Oh yeah, it's a steep drop. So let's not do that. Oh wait, do you see that? What's that? Oh, look at that. Who's this? We got a little fox or something up here. Well, that's 2 of 20 already, and we've just started, so that's good news. Call up the banker and tell him we got more money for him. Alright, that brings us down to 0 debt. That's good news. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go back down to that space that I noticed earlier. I think that's probably our best bet. We're getting the trailer hung up here. Alright. Here we go. If we follow this trail, this brings us back down the hill again. Okay. And I think it's just up here we run into that side trail. Yeah, right here. Seems like a pretty good spot to set up for loading up this trailer and making a yard with. Alright. So one thing we will do for now is we're going to leave the mulcher here. Bring the ITR back with us. Don't go in the water. And we'll just follow this path up. And there we are. So we'll head back down to the shop and get ourselves a taken care of with the next bucket. And because we're going to be at a low point, I don't really want to spend money on the big expensive yarder yet. So I think what we'll do, verify the train isn't coming. I think what we're going to do then is go down to the shop. We're going to buy some equipment for working on the front, for loading up the logs, for getting things processed. And then we'll go from there. One of the things I'm going to try to do is keep teleportation down, or not at all. And maybe in a future stream we'll use head tracking, although I know head tracking can make some people a little nauseous if they're not used to it. Alright, and we have the container on board. So we have that now off. A couple of things we need. Quickie up to... yeah, let's get the Q6. No, get the Q7. Unless there's a Fent one. There's not. Okay, so we'll get the Q7. The main color we'll set as Fent Nature Green. Back. front loader tools, we're going to need the log fork. Sorry about that. Oops, come on. There we are. Now we're going to go ahead and get hooked up. And we'll switch to the passenger seat. We're going to try something. No, we'll drive it ourselves. We only have the one tractor. Birds are getting excited today. This container seems like it's too long for... Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Missed the turn here. This container seems too short for the larger IT runner. Not sure. I might have messed up. It's all good. I mean, this one can carry it. It's just a matter of whether or not it's the correct. Do we need to cross the river? Yes, we need to cross the river. Okay, so we are down now where we're going to build this yard. So let's start getting ourselves organized here. And I think what we'll do is we'll focus on keeping species the same, like which species we want to target. Oops, need to see the tree symbol on the marking spray as well. So I think to start with, we're going to make a little bit of money by trying to grab the lodgepole pines first. Okay. And I'm not entirely sure if it's accurate or not, but from what I understand, trees that are on the map at generation don't continue to grow. So we're going to just class these as deadwood, like stunted growth or disease that they will not continue to grow. And we'll bring them down as well. We might be able to get like a log out of it. 11.6 might get a log out of it. So these ones will end up being pulpwood. Yeah. Okay. So with that in mind, oh, one thing I wanted to change up. We did put on Husqvarna stuff. Okay, so we sold our Husqvarna. We want under chainsaws. Sorry, we sold our steel. Now we have the Husqvarna 550. Different sound file, basically. Yeah, we're gonna get nice and close to the tree. Right in between. Let's see, we want same thing, right in between, right there. Is that just to the left side? Alright. So not bad. It's a bit of a start. Drop our first two trees. We're going to clean them up. Okay. And now if you watch the info box, the upper left corner, you'll see why I have Lumberjack installed. You see that length changing? So this tree is 21 meters. So if I cut here, we're going to end up with a chunk, which is fine. So we can top a tree and set its overall size. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this end off here, 21. I'm going to cut it at 21. The other thing we can do with Lumberjack is now that we've got this log and we've got a nice clean butt end, we're going to crouch down, we're going to walk along the log, we're going to look for 6 meters. 5.6, 5.7, 5.9, somewhere right there, 6 meters. And we'll continue on. So we have 3, 4, that's where that other tree is, 5.2, and there's another one. Okay. And we should have 6 meters with a top of 3. That's 6 meters. Now that's not super strength, that's just carrying it. If I walk straight up here, there should be another end. No? Oh, it cut the end off. Betcha. Oh, no. It's saying it's full 6 meters. Okay. What's this? This is 3 meters? How did I mess that up? Oh, I messed that up. So these two, because I screwed it up, are wood chips. Can I lift this up? No, I cannot. And that red mark, that red hand is basically your marker saying, no, this thing's too big for you. So again, clean the tree, branches off of the tree. Alright. And part of the reason we're doing lodge poles is because I know they sell well. And part of the reason they sell well is because they're, let's drop the length to a full meter. And clean up the butt end. I know they sell well. Part of the reason that that's true is because the log is mostly straight. Makes it, excuse me, a lot easier for the mill to process. 5, 6. Okay. 3, 4, 6.2, 5.8, 5.9, 6. Okay. We're still climbing the tree. Oh, went past our 6 meter mark. Meters. Okay. And again. 6 meters. And that leaves us a 4.2 meter kind of firewood piece. Just going to pile those up there. And the pieces that we can carry down to the trailer we will, but looks like that's it for what we can carry. Now one thing we don't want to do is block up our trail. Just going to set this more or less aside. And then again, we do own this side, but we're just going to make sure that the trail is clear. That we're not blocking. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, we have 2 lengths of log here. And we can go ahead and turn our lights off. Put the forks down, and we're just gonna kind of roll this log into a better spot that we can grab it. Alright. So now we've got that. Roll it back. We'll just kind of weave our way out with this log. There we go. All right. So one thing we do want to make sure, oops, we're getting these more or less centered on the trailer. There we go. Yeah, that's what I thought. So it'll get easier to navigate as we clear out more space, but for now it's kind of tight. And I think one of the things we're going to do is this tree is definitely in my way. Okay. So now we know we've got it. We're going to be between a rock and a hard place here. We're going to clear that tree. Looks like we cleared that tree. Great. Alrighty. And again, we're a little to the left side, a little to the heavy side, so we're going to bring that up. Make sure we can still see our forks. Bring it over. Yeah, we can. Good. Bring that out and open our clamps. Bit of a tight fit here. Let's see if we can grab it from the other side. Oops. Alright. Alright. So it's nice, easy-ish work to get done. And like I said, it'll get easier as we go along. Get more space to work with. And back up. I just want to make sure, yeah, see, we don't clear the far end there. Do we? We do. And open up the teeth. There we go. Now I think we can start grabbing them from the low end again. Not 100% sure, but we're gonna try. Looks like we might come around the other side of that tree. Come around the ponderosa and our chip pile. Yeah, right here. There we go. Close in on it. Back it up. Open up. And there we go. Good grip. Now if I've done this right, go that way, come back, and then come this way, and we clear the tree. And then to get past here, we just lift it up, put it back down for the stability. Pretty straightforward. We've definitely made some major improvements to the log physics and everything else related to logging. So you can tell that it was a definite focus on their on Giant's latest development. Right now, the Platinum Pack or Platinum DLC is, I believe it's still on sale. I'm not sure how much they're asking for it now. I got it through the Season 1 or Seasons Pass. Season 1 Pass. But I think they were selling it for like $20 or something like that. So it's not super expensive. Comes with a lot of new equipment. Most of it farming, not farming, but forestry centric, which works out great on this new map. Because obviously you want to have forestry machines to be able to work the map. Oh, over the stump. Need a little bit more space there, so we're going to back up and kick around. There we go. One thing I do recommend anytime that you're playing with front loaders and that equipment is definitely want to get yourself at least one joystick, two if it's an option, for crane operation. It just makes everything so much smoother, allowing you to move more than one axis at a time. And now the final piece of those two trees, we come around here. Drop down. And we're just going to close up our clamps. Alright, and a little bit higher. Flip this over here. Open the hydraulics up. And just give it a little shake here. Come on. It's stuck. There we go. Okay. So that's all the logs we have on the ground for now. Which means it's time to put more logs on the ground. And as we're working on clearing out this little area here, I think it's time for these two to go. There's one. And two. Oops, there we go. Alright, there's a pagoda dogwood there that we're going to leave for now. I'm going to refrain from messing with it. Okay, so again, are we strong enough? No, we're not strong enough. It's 295 kilos for the whole tree. If we cut it here, it becomes 9.5, just fine. We're looking for 6. 5. There's 6. We can take this piece over to our wood chip pile. You know what? I think we can take these pieces over to our wood chip pile too. Make a end stack. Make a butt ends stack. Let's see here. Where'd that butt end go? That's that log. Where's this log? So that's 6 meters, it's too heavy. Okay. So if we cut there, that becomes 9, 6, 2, 3.5. Barely see where we are here. 7.3, 7.6. 6 meters. There we go. So we'll take this. Just 3.5 meters. So that's not a good size for us. And that's going to give us a little butt end that we can throw off here. And I thought we had a butt end here. We do. There it is. Okay. So that gives us 2 more logs to pick up. And we have 1 here, which is kind of in the way. That drop there. Clean this one up. $21 meters. There's 6. Oops. 9 and 6. And that leaves us with a 3-meter firewood trunk. Oops, did I just throw that by accident? I did. Okay. All right. And where's the end of this log? Because there's a butt end there as well. Okay. So we can carry our butt end down. Throw that there. Okay. Is there any other pieces that are light enough for me to carry? Nope. So we'll start the tractor up and we'll keep loading up. Whoa, don't drive into the pond. Come on. 4-wheel drive. Get us out of there. That could have been bad. That could have been really bad. All right. So we'll put the skinny top in. Okay. Now this one we've got really far off the one end. That means we go right in between these two stakes here and we'll be fine. Oops. Just like that. There's one more piece left in this tree. Mostly in the center. So again, we'll line up to the center. Seems to be working out pretty well. All right. So we're gonna lock this one in, and because it's such a small log, I'm not gonna waste another trip all the way around to drop the one log. Instead, I'm gonna carry it over, try to line it up a little bit. And I'm just gonna grab both of these logs. Okay, now I've got both of them for sure. Drive my way out of here as I drive over all the stumps. And again, we're going to go up, over, in. There we go. Okay. So now I've got a bunch of stumps sitting around here. They're kind of getting in my way. Got half a trailer of logs that's also kind of getting in my way. So I think now's when we're going to start trying to get this yard built up a little bit. So one thing we're going to do is before we lift this, we're going to put our straps on. Got 9.2 tons. And I think what we'll do is we'll bring this load. This isn't a full load, this is a partial load. So let's just set this back down over here, where it's more or less out of the way for now. There we go. So we've got that is done. And we're just going to start mulching the floor here. No more forest floor. Alrighty. Alright. And just turn this around real quick. There we go. Okay. Just move our wood chipping pile over to here. So it's a very manual process at the beginning. But once we get further into this, we'll be able to trim down the number of steps involved. Alright. So I keep saying that this is going to be our wood chip pile, but we don't have a chipper. So I think it's time we fix that problem. Yeah, and we also, I've realized, have made one other issue. I didn't include the Z pack. So we're going to hop back to the menu real quick and we're going to do that, because that's, there's a couple items that I want out of that pack. So we'll just pop back to the menu real quick. Career, game 7. Where is it? There it is. We definitely wanted that one. There we go. Alright, so we're back in the tractor. So we definitely did want a chipper. So if we go to... Actually, let's go to miscellaneous and see what the cost on that is. 20 grand. Throw the items in the top, comes out the bottom. Could do that, or we could go to forestry equipment and grab the Heisemat for 28 grand. I think that's what we're going to do to start. Yeah, that's what we're going to do to start. And the other thing we're going to do is we're going to put this log fork down. For now. Supposed to have our lights and four-ways on. And we can turn our four-ways back off, but we'll leave our lights on because we are moving. We'll stay to the low ground. Cross the bridge. Alright, so we got the Heisel mount. I'm hoping the pipe is tall enough. Stay on the low road. Alright, there we go. We're almost back to our location. You can see it just down there. Alright, so we got the wood chipper running. Time to start feeding stuff into it. Alright, so now that's all done up. Alright. So we've got that. Where do we want to draw the line? We want to cut this one off, because that's going to bring this around this edge. Right? Yeah. Oh, that was close. That fell right behind the tractor. That was almost a whoopsies. And we want this one down, because that's going to be in our way as well.
Want this one down.
And now I'll show you why I don't like this other one. I do all these little piddly branches. There we go. Where did the rest of the tree go? Okay. I mean, I don't really mind. It sucks that I lost the tree, but I don't really mind. No sense in faffing around. I can just bring this down. I think we're getting close to a full load. Hmm. That's a pain. Throw that there for now. Alright. Big stretch. So we have our first load of logs coming out of the woods now. And it's all lodgepole, which is a good start. Now we're going to go this way around, because it's a little bit more stable. Alright. The rodent is still on sale for $146,000. But we're going to go back to the finances again. And we're going to borrow $300,000. We're going to come up here, and we're going to buy the old sawmill. So with that in mind, now that that has started, and the fact that we own this now means we can pick up the collectible that's over here too, because we own this whole chunk of land. So we've picked up 3 collectibles for a total of $150,000. We've stuffed the lake with 1 set of logs, but we can definitely afford to go get more. And that's what we're going to do. And actually, I think what I'm going to do as the birds get louder and louder. I'm going to push this one off here. Disconnect that. Spin around. Okay. So we're going to put that up here. We're going to grab this. I'm going to disconnect that. And we're going to go shopping again. We're going to leave the ITR here for now. And we're going to get ready to start hauling stuff down to our little yard that we've built up there. Do 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 do. Driving through the woods, driving through the woods. Alright. So with the money we got right now, we're gonna go shopping. We're gonna go to the front loader tools. And we got the CSC stuff. Or CSC. We're gonna come to the end where they have the adapters. There we go. From front loader to skid steer. So we're gonna, oops. We're gonna buy that. And then we're gonna go to the skid steer loader tools. And we're gonna buy our breaker. Because we're gonna want that, for sure. That's gonna be something we're gonna need shortly. And then we're gonna go to the forestry equipment. And I don't think any of our trees are gonna be over 6 tons. So we'll get the Typhoon for now. So that should be a good start. Okay. And there we are. Back to the road. Bring it on down. Cross the bridge. Okay. So we've got new tool, couple of new tools. We're gonna set them aside for now. I've got the winch. We're going to set that aside for now as well. Okay. So now we got that set aside. Okay, so the next species that we're going to harvest is these ponderosa pines. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop 10 or 12 of them. Oh, jeez. No, I said I didn't want to use the super strength. I'm going to use the super strength and stand this back up. Because that bounced really strangely. So we're just going to start dropping ponderosas. I think we'll do about 10 of them. 1, 2, 3. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more will make the 10. How big is that? 17? Let's go this one. 29. That's 10. Okay. Alright, well, we've got a bunch of trees down. I'm going to take